Oh, yes, lads. My bad. You guys can hear me now, yeah? What's going on, boys? What is going on? So you can see what we're looking for. I want to see it come into this 4 hour. Vector recovery. Vector recovery zone. I don't know why I said it like that, but fuck it. Who cares? Right. So it's kind of what I want to see, but it looks like we're going to get an expansion high straight off the bat. So you could take it off this mitigation block. It's not a favoured position, this mitigation right here. Green vector candle coming in at the lows, that's really good. But that is ideally what you want to see. So if we do expand higher without absorbing all of this liquidity right here, I might have a go. I'll take one trade for the day, and if we take the L, then we'll be done for the week, because that will be break even this week essentially. So I'm going to use a little bit less risk. I'll probably go in with just the 5 contracts. If we decide to enter, therefore, if we hit break even, no, if we hit a loss, it's break even on the week, and it is what it is, you know. But if we end up securing, 100 points coming up to this thing right here, then we'll be up big, and then that gives us a good position to go into next week with. But yeah, looks like that's pretty much done. Yeah. So yeah, the lava account got cooked yesterday. The top step got cooked, and whatever this top one futures is, it's down about $120. It's not a great start for it, but hey ho. Hopefully we'll get an opportunity today. But you can see buys starting to come in at these lows, so it's good news. It's not the best news that it just got eaten up straight away. But I do see price coming back to this. Oh fucking hell! Sorry, boys. I do see price coming back to this 4-hour vector zone. At least absorbing it before we start trading higher. Then we have tons of liquidity lower, which price is going to have to come back to at some point. We still have a gap here. So there's a lot of things in play. I do still expect this zone to all get taken. Literally all of these zones to be taken. And then I start expecting us to make a cyclical move back upwards. So you can see, if you understand how cycles work, I'm going to break it down anyway. I know I do this every day, but trading is literally this boring. You've got your own formation. You drop level 1, retrace, drop level 2, retrace, drop level 3, retrace. That's what I'm expecting, but I am expecting extended leg. But if we do respect this zone right here, then we could get a little bit of this and then start making the move back higher. Okay, so it's all on, you just need to work out the cycle of this, so you can see everybody is convinced that price is going to go lower, and it might pay those people a little bit for a little while and then start making the cycle move back upwards. And I received a dividend payment from Pentair PLC. Don't know who they are, but apparently I own their share, so fuck it. Alright, let's see. It's not ideal that we haven't absorbed this zone right here, so I am going to still use less risk. I'm not going to go in with the full contract size. And I'm going to start marking out, because we have consistency rules on this top one bullshit, of around 30 points. I'll be out at 31 points regardless, full size, so, and then 25 points to stop right there. Probably not that much, maybe, yeah, 24.75 is good enough for me. Another dividend payment, don't really care. Okay, let's see if we get an expansion leg up higher here with speed, and I don't want to see it take this zone. I really don't want to see it take this zone. Stop placement isn't the best. There you go, that's the push you want to see. That's the behaviour you want to see. You see the difference between just like this shit and then the push. So we've got the push, but we do have double orange folded red news, or double orange folded red news, double orange folded news coming out, and then first TP would be that high right there. The absorption of that zone. I think I'll try it, and then that'll be us. gives us a bit of a better stop, I guess. I don't even know what price this is. Fucking hell. This is not ideal. And that's that done. Never mind. So I know some people would take the inverse. You can obviously see it clear as day, but for those who can't, that's the inverse right there. You'd have your stop at the bottom of the inverse, which is right there, and then you make your decision. But I don't trade that, to be honest with you, but it looks kind of good. Right, no other entry points as of yet. Looking like ES and NQ display saying yeah, that is correct, but with the double folder news coming out, you really need to see an expansion a lot greater than what you just see there. That's not quite good enough. It was looking good, and it still is kind of looking good. It's just not really an entry for me, but I do anticipate price to come and take this zone of liquidity and then probably continue lower, would be my guess. But we don't do guessing, so we just wait for setups, pretty much it. I wonder what the Brink session is saying. Yeah, you're starting to get a stop and volume counter now on the Brink session, which is pretty good if you are looking for longs in this area. As long as that can hold within the next 4.5 minutes, of course you'll have news coming out right at the end of it, which, you know, if this is the true move, I would expect it to still take these lows one more time and then make its move, but yeah. And looks like this zone's going to get absorbed. See the way this is just like pushing? You see it goes and then like just sort of breaks back down. And so it's absorbing orders inside of this area because when it snaps like that, it's hitting stops. That's exactly what it's telling me. So it's hitting stops, right? Not here, but like in this area where it goes it like goes up like a little staircase. That's it triggering big stops. All right. Or it could be also buys. It's one or the other. But I would think it stops in this area. Yeah, so here we go. Anticipate this zone. I don't think it's just going to leave that little bit of lico. I think it's going to come back to this high volume area still. So if you were going to scalp, you could just literally scalp that for like 21 points. I'm not going to, but you know, this is the kind of ideas it gives you when you kind of have volume area on your charts. It can tell you exactly where price is looking to go. You know, down here you don't have anything. Up here you do. You can see here, high volume area, high volume area, high volume area. Therefore, price is going to come back to those areas and then start making its move, whichever way it's going to go. So that's how you can dictate exactly the direction of the trade. So that's how we knew the price was going to start moving higher from here. And we were happy to enter on that. That would have been first TP right there. But of course, the fair value gap would close. We'd be at break even right now. And then we'd leave a runner all the way up to the New York session highs, which is the next draw on price. Okay, so that's kind of how it all works. And I hope that makes sense for you. But yeah, market makers being a bit stingy and not giving us entries for a little while now. Literally, it's been 3 months of fuck all, which is a bit annoying. And you just can't get desperate, you know. If you get desperate, then you're just going to blow account, blow account, blow account, blow account. And then when you get a payout, all you're going to be doing is paying for all the accounts you've just blown. So it's important just to wait. So we've got news coming out in a minute and a half. You can see price is still eating these zones, which isn't really ideal for us. Looking for longs. And if we do get railway tracks here, which is, you know, high volume down, high volume up, and we can break this US session Brinks box and start moving into around this area, then my whole bias would shift to this may be the end of the move, and the move lower, I mean. So at that point, if we get into this area, I would anticipate price to do, where is this little shit tool? So I would anticipate price to push up, come into this vector zone right here, recover the rest of this, and then start moving higher. But of course we don't have that yet, and we have to kind of wait for the orange folded news to give us that direction. So I wouldn't take a trade from this point. I probably know there's a 2 minute fair value gap. There's not, to be fair, but normally there would be, like when it's just trailing like that, but not on this occasion. And where was our entry? I think our entry was, we were looking at something around here, weren't we? So we'll leave that there just for visual representation of a trade we were looking at and see if we hit a break even or not. You know, even though we haven't taken it, we'll just keep it there. But you see how price took this zone right here, and then it took on the 2 minute as well. Here comes news. Just munched that liquidity and then decided to move. And there you go. That would have been a break even. So it would have been, how many points was that? 45 points and a break even. That would have still been a good trade. Probably about $400 on 6 contracts, taken off 4. So now, this is where it gets interesting. So now you can anticipate lower prices, okay? The stop isn't, it's a bit too risky, but you really need to have your stop like there for this trade to work, which is not ideal. I may lower down to 3 and have an extended stop, but that is also then data highs. So it's, you know, this is the thing you've got to take into consideration, that even though it looks good, this is still a pull for price being data highs. So it's a little concerning, and you know, trend traders, you know, they're looking at this right now, they're all getting in, vice versa, trend traders, yes. So they're all getting in. That's how it works. They'll be now entering, so you would be going in a counter trend trade, and then you also have a downtrend. So yeah, it's a bit of a sticky zone, you know. It's a bit of a 50-50, and I'm going to probably pass on this trade, but I'm curious to see if it would play out. So we'll leave it at 25 points, and then this would be TP, 42 points. That's where you could take a trade from, but I personally would suggest you do not. Just because of what I explained a minute ago, you know, you're stuck in like a sandwich zone. Like sandwich zone sort of makes sense. And also, you know what we said about recovery zones? Look at all of this. You know, I might want to come back up here to then come down. You don't really know, and that's the problem. yeah, not really much to do, boys. You know what I mean? Not much to do at all. Right, so we're coming into that zone of interest now. So that probably would have been the trade, but you know, it's 50-50 and we don't really like taking those. But you can see the idea, you know, you're taking out these key areas, you get your red vector candle pushing price lower. If that wasn't a data high candle, then I would have probably entertained that trade right there. And but the stop is also poor, and you can see you're hitting that 4-hour vector zone, which is lots of orders stuck inside that area, and then you get an influx of volume. Prices always comes back to these zones, guys, okay? So price always comes back to these zones. What's the next zone it's likely to go back to? It's likely to come back here before it goes there, okay? So it's going to go here and then come here, then go up because it'll create something else and then come back down. It seems really easy, but you need to understand why it's doing the things it's doing, and then you can get your head around it, and you won't need to sit in these streams and you can understand it yourself and just take, you know, your 10 trades a month, you know, get your 7 wins and get out and stop staring at these charts 24/7, you know, because I know a lot of you do that, but right, 2 secs lads, just need to do something. Alright, yes lads. Lovely jubbly. Macro's done. I mean, you could have took this entry. I always go for the lowest entry. I mean, yeah, it's a bit of a shame. Because this would give you, you know, your stop's going to have to be safe, you know, 70 points, you know. And already at half risk, I'm taking a trade at 42 points, you know, stop, which is not ideal at all. But it draws these data highs, and then ES has these abundance of liquidity zones above. So, yeah, once again, no entry, rather shit. Oh wait, shit. Oh no, no. Alright, never mind, guys. Alright, I'll back in second macro. Hopefully, something shows itself. But yeah, we had the right idea. If you mate, can we control Z this all the way back? I doubt it. Maybe. Some of that. Bloody hell, look at all this shit I do. I did have like a graph drew out. Yeah. So we kind of got what we were looking for, you know, prior. But unfortunately, no entry. But you can see there, this is, see, it's almost to the T. Exactly what I was looking for. Just gives you an idea that how the market moves. But we're just not getting entries at the minute, which is kind of dead. But